welcome back to another episode of the Unlimited Podcast. I'm so grateful to see one of my oldest friends here in the Magic community, Lua Stardust, the one and only MTG influencer, cosplayer, hostess, all the things, hostess with the mostest. She came all the way out here from Philly to come hang out with us. What's going on, Lua?
I did. It's been a while. We haven't seen each other in a long time.
No.
So this is really nice for me. Getting to catch up. It's really good.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So tell me what's been going on. What's new? Scry Babies is doing so well. I see you guys just crushing it. I gotta make my way on there.
I know.
Are you guys filming in
We film in Philly.
You film in
but
Philly?
We usually come here like once a year and we'll rent out a set and do something like that. So we should do
film
that.
for the West Coast. Yeah, for sure. Next time you do it, I gotta be there for sure.
We've been trying to make it happen, so we'll definitely try and do that soon because it's crazy that you haven't been on there yet.
I know.
And I know you'll bring the spice.
Oh yeah, you already know. You already
I'm
know.
not too worried about what you're gonna bring to the table. I already know what's up. So
yeah, exactly. So yeah, what's going on? Fill us in. What's popping?
Yeah, I guess it's like year 4 of Scry Babies, or 3. Math is hard, but yeah. So I've been doing that. That's been really cool. I've been doing all just the Magic content. I've been doing a lot of like event hosting, both with like MagicCon and conventions and burlesque, and I don't like to do just one thing, so I'm kind of all over the place.
Multi-talented.
Yeah. Same for you. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to, whatever skills you have, utilize it, find a way to have some fun with it and, build up your business and stuff. So, I mean, I'm always supporting from afar. So it's good to see you doing well. It's good to see you here,
Thanks.
So for you guys, for those of you who don't know Lua, we're just, we're going to chop it up with her a little bit and see, where it all started. How did you get into Magic the Gathering first and foremost? Like what's your origin story?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, when I was a kid, I collected Magic cards, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Just collected.
Okay. Well, I played Yu-Gi-Oh on the playground and got my cards stolen. It was like that.
That's a story as old as time.
I had every base set Pokemon card except for Charizard.
Okay.
And my mom lost everything in a storage war when we were like going through it. So I don't have my Magic cards. I don't have any of that.
Right.
And so during the pandemic, I got very into D&D virtually.
Okay.
And when I had moved to a new city, I had like no friends in my city. So the focus was like going to a game store to play D&D.
Right.
And through those groups of friends, I learned about Magic. And like playing Magic. And I was like, oh, I used to have these cards. I didn't realize like
how good the game is.
Yeah, or that the cards I had from like the early 90s were probably valuable.
Right.
Or
yeah,
that there was
part.
anything there.
Yeah.
So I just got really hooked with it. It was very easy to be like enamored with what Magic had to offer.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so it's a pretty normal, like origin story. So it started early and then came back to it. I feel like a lot of people do that. There's some sort of connection to trading cards. Probably Yu-Gi-Oh. I feel like a lot of people, the Yu-Gi-Oh gameplay had to lead to so many new Magic players.
Yeah, and I think
it's crazy.
It's crazy because like Magic is one of the most complex games, and if you can play Magic, you can play any TCG.
For sure.
Like truthfully.
Yeah, all the other ones seem like so simple.
But the appeal of me was like always cracking packs because that's like mini kid gambling.
It is 100%. It's
So that was like, I just loved cracking packs and like having shiny cards and like a collection. And I played a bit of Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, all that, but it wasn't until like,
later on.
Yeah, during the pandemic, I got really into it. So yeah.
Your main format is Commander. I feel like asking that question nowadays is kind of like pointless.
It's just the
I
format.
don't really know.
Yeah.
I remember the last time somebody's like, no, I'm a standard player or like modern or like definitely never legacy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I got some buddies who have been in the game for a long time, like playing weird stuff like pre-modern, but I'd say like 90 to 95% of people are just Commander players for the most part. It's kind of crazy.
I played a lot of Pauper for a bit because I like the idea of playing like, here's your cheapest cards, let's make them the best. I thought that was really fun. But I'm very much like CDH focused. I want to play with the most powerful cards that Magic has, and then the silly little guys for Commander's kind of where I'm at. So I think there's other good formats I'm just not really suited. I like Cube. We talk about Cube. That's kind of cute. So that's fun too, drafting, but like not specific constructed formats for me, really.
Yeah. No, I never got into drafting.
Really?
It takes so long.
It is long.
It takes so long. Like the time that you spend just drafting the cards is like 3 or 4 games. You know what I mean? Especially because I play, CEDH, so it's like you can get a ton of games in between there.
Much quicker.
So
I think I get the rush of like having that pack one, pick one, or like getting a card. Like that's exciting to me. Building the deck, then I don't want to play.
Yeah. I feel like every time I drafted, I would always drop after like the first couple of rounds.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes for me too. I get too sleepy.
And it's a skill too. Like drafting is like a skill. Like you got to really know what you're doing. You got to know the meta. Like, picking the wrong card can totally just
it's not a casual thing.
It's not.
Like you have to be really, really.
You have to be dialed
in there. I have a friend who's playing the Pro Tour this year, and I'm like, he was in between.
Draft?
I don't remember what it is right
format?
Now.
Okay.
But we were filming some episodes, and in between he was just drafting everything, and I was like, "You're insane." Like,
he's just locked. He's got to put the practice makes perfect. So.
Yeah, so it's a lot.
Okay, so what's your current go-to deck?
Ooh.
Is it still Winota?
I mean, yes. So
that's like your pet deck.
That's my pet deck. That's my baby. That's like my brand for sure.
Yeah.
She's not as favored as she could be in CDH right now.
Yeah.
So I did a tournament this past weekend. She top forward, which is crazy.
Awesome.
So I was like, in the year of 2026, my Lord and Savior Winota. I love to see that. So that's kind of like my staple deck.
Okay.
I've been kind of hot on Gwenum.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a Bolas' Citadel like mono black deck that you could just
That's
win.
It just kind of
you attack once,
probably kind of
win.
dirtling a bunch.
Yeah, so I like that too.
That's cool.
There's a new like green white Kithkin. I think in Lorwyn.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
There's like a cradle on the back.
Yeah.
So just like weird things. I don't know. I'm not super meta verse. Like I do know what's in the meta, but like I don't play a lot of.
So
meta
you like
6.
to turn like tier 2, tier 3 commanders into like CEDH.
Yeah, like how can we make them the strongest possible decks? Yeah,
and then compete. And I feel like when you do that, you end up like catching the meta off guard.
Yeah.
Because everybody's always preparing for like. The regular stuff. What deck I saw recently in a play group of mine is it's called Japanese EDH and it was Rograk Thrasios.
Oh yeah, that's a big one now.
And it's just no interaction. Zero interaction. It's so weird, especially in the colors that it's in to be. It's literally just straight, and the turns were forever, and he's just doing so much stuff and untapping Gaia's Cradle a million times.
Tons of creatures. Yeah. It's one of the more favorite decks, I would say, in the meta right now.
I really like it. I'm building. It's part of that cube. What?
Rograk, that little
so good.
It's literally zero, nothing, but as soon as it's out, you could do everything with it.
Everything. I'm building a cube, guys. I'm building a commander cube because I miss having a bunch of decks. Right now, I've only got like 3 or 4 decks built, and the only one that's really truly CEDH is Teferi, and that's just annoying to play all the time. Mana Blue
something else.
Exactly. So I'm building a cube, so I don't have to build like 4 or 5 decks individually, which is my buddy told me about it, and I was like, this is genius. But I'm building that deck, and I'm like. It's a lot of fun, man. Yeah. It's CEDH obviously because it's super powerful,
right?
But it's a very old school like Commander kind of feel because back in the day it felt like Commander was way less interaction,
right?
Like way less, and
the interaction's high right now.
Yeah, no, I feel like interaction is like probably 40% of people's decks.
Right.
For mine it is a lot of times. So. Just interesting to see how much it's changing and stuff, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been really cool to see like in CDH in particular, like what weird decks can be because it's always been like Timnacrom, right? Like, that's what you think of when you think of it. It's great, it's consistent, but getting to have like Lumra, like that mono green bears, kicking ass.
That was cool. Yeah.
So I'm just always for those kinds of
some random.
Yeah.
I like that too. I think that's a cool part about Commander is that. Something like Teferi can be really like Teferi won my tournament twice.
Yeah.
And
I
it's one of my it's the reason why I built the deck. I think it's a ton of fun and it's always super competitive and I think it catches people off guard.
But even with that one, that was a deck that was like very CDH favored for a while. Hadn't been around for a long time. Came to your tournament and won. And people were like, "We're still playing Teferi."
I know.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
That was pretty sick. I was there for the first one. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, that was awesome, man. Yeah. So, but yeah, right now is such an interesting time in Magic. We've got we're going on year 3 of Universes Beyond. I think year 3.
That feels right.
It feels about year 3, and all kinds of new players coming into the game. Commander is just like taking over everything. What gets you excited about like the future of Magic? Like what's what's keeping your interest? Like what are you looking forward to from this year? Is there a set that you're looking forward to? I feel like a lot of people are super stoked on Lorwyn. That's a really good set.
Yeah.
And it feels like your vibe.
It is.
The
so
Lorwyn.
I have a Dark Crystal tattoo on my hand. I love the Dark Crystal. I love Jim Henson. And so when they released the video of the puppets, I was like, this is for me.
Yeah.
Like, this is very much for me.
Yeah.
So Lorwyn's up there. I'm really excited about the Hobbit set.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because like some UB. I like UB. I'm not a UB hater. I'm very for it.
I love Universes Beyond.
Yeah.
I don't get the hate because they do it. They make play boosters.
Right. Yeah.
Like you can get the cards for, and they're generally affordable, but it's the same as like it used to be. The good cards are expensive.
Yeah. I think like some people saw how many UB sets we have this year.
I think it's a lot. I think it's a little bit too many.
And even Wizards was like, this is too much, I think.
Yeah.
And they I'm very grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful that like Lorwyn's good though. It feels like classic Magic. It gives you everything that you want in Magic, and then of course we have like Strixhaven and Reality Fracture, these other sets. So I think the balance is like, while there's 4 UB, there's still some good Magic to be had this year.
They gotta make sure that the core sets are really good, you know, so that those like very old school minded players, feel
get what
taken
they want
care
from
of.
Magic.
Yeah. But I feel like the Universes Beyond sets have been so much fun, man.
Yeah.
And like so many people have like made their way back to the game because they just like can't resist like an Avatar: The Last Airbender set. Like, how good was that set?
The Final Fantasy stuff.
Oh, Final Fantasy.
First off,
insane.
Records they broke with that, crazy. Yeah. The amount of people that I know that don't really play Magic or like lightly played Magic that were like, I'm buying everything. Final Fantasy is my favorite. And like, I played a little Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts. Like, I wasn't super into Final Fantasy, but it was such a knockout set. Yeah. Spider-Man, they could have did some more with, which broke my heart.
So you know what though? So the way that Magic or WotC does things is they do things like 3 to 5 years ahead of time.
Correct.
Right? So there are sets that are going to be coming out, like the next Marvel sets are going to make the Spider-Man set a lot better.
Right. I can
like
hear
there
that.
are some good cards in there. It didn't come on the like I think people expected it to come on the scene like Final Fantasy did. Like there was like 15 new cards in that set that are like good, playable commanders, like CEDH staples. Like it was just, I mean, it's probably one of the best sets of all time. I put it in the top 3 for sure.
Yeah, very strong set.
And you can't expect every set to look like that.
It's hard.
And for me with Spider-Man, the Soul Stone.
Yeah, sick.
Like they're gonna release the other 4.
Yeah,
like, you can't tell me you don't want to collect all 5 of the Soul Stones.
Yeah, I was a big comic girly, like early on with content and cosplay and all that. I did like comic reviews for huge publishers. Like that's
sick.
what I did for a while.
I didn't know that.
And so I loved Spider-Man. Like I was 15 with Spider-Man bed sheets in my room.
Oh, that's awesome.
No,
yeah,
cringe.
Spider-Man is
very cringe.
No, that's amazing.
So I was really looking forward to the set, and it just, I think with how strong Final Fantasy was pushed,
it was disappointing.
It just felt like it was not there. But I am hopeful with Marvel, like you said. I think that's a good point that you're very positive, and I appreciate that.
I try to be. I try to be.
Hopefully it'll be good. I'm looking forward to the Marvel set too, and whatever Reality Fractured is, I think will be sick.
I'm not sure what that's gonna look like. You know what else I really loved? I think Avatar is a lot better than people think it is.
Very good set.
There's a ton of really good cards.
Very good cards.
Good cards in CDH, good cards for like casual players.
Yeah.
Tons of really good commanders.
Honestly, a lot of just
Azula is like pretty gross,
cool.
right?
Yeah, pretty gross.
Yeah.
She's been tested a bit in CDH, I would say.
Yeah.
I think it's like a nice mix where like some of the Final Fantasy cards felt like pushed and broken, whereas like Avatar felt like strong, consistent, great mechanics. I really liked all of the like bending was really cool.
Yeah, earthbending is crazy.
Earthbending's super fun. I like that one most.
Earthbending is crazy.
Yeah.
I think earthbending made like a lot of green decks in CDH like super powerful. The Badger Mole.
The Badger Mole for sure.
I put that in every deck that I run green in now.
The card
I put
is
it in
cracked.
Edric.
Yep.
It's in every. It's so good.
The Cabbage Man too. Like
Cabbage Man too. That card's so good. It's so good. I know. It's amazing. So yeah, good stuff, man. I mean, I'm really happy with where Magic is at. I know there's supposedly a crash going on right now. I've had multiple people reach out to me and say like there's a bubble that's popped with Magic.
A bubble? What does that mean?
Yeah, I think it just means that prices are down on like vintage stuff and like some stuff is going down, but like it was on the rise like crazy. Every set was like so expensive. I think it's just like a healthy reset, you know? Like,
I think a lot of card companies go through that, though. That's not like an unheard of thing.
Pokemon did the same thing like a couple years ago. Like, I remember Obsidian Flame came out, and like, you know, my partner Jan, she was we had like probably like 200 boxes of Obsidian Flame, right? And she was like, we gotta move these, like da da da. And I'm like, Jan, it's Pokemon, like it's gonna make it, it's gonna get there, you know. And they were selling for like $110 for a booster box, which is crazy, because I think now the booster boxes are like $400 or $500, something crazy. And that was just like 4 or 5 years ago. So it's it's interesting. But
yeah, I don't really see it going anywhere. But I mean, I don't know shit about, can I say shit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know shit about Star Trek for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know anything about Star Trek, or
I don't know anything about Star Trek. That one, they missed me with that one.
But
big
I
time.
think they're gonna hit a huge wave of people who want that. I think they're gonna make a ton of money.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be very successful.
You think so?
I think so. Well, think about how many people are playing like Star Wars games or things like that. Era of nostalgia is so big for media that I think it's gonna sell very well. Maybe not to general Magic audiences, but for collectors,
I feel like
it's
they're gonna need to make the cards really powerful.
I'm sure.
I think they're gonna have to even it out, because I think that IP only appeals to like a very, you know, specific group of, like, I don't know anybody that's like, whoa, Star Trek.
Yeah.
You know?
I know a lot of people
Ninja
that
Turtles,
are.
though?
You see the opposite,
Stoked.
I think. Really?
Stoked.
Okay, so I think I personally, like, I'm from New Jersey, so I'm close enough where like Ninja Turtles hits me in the correct way, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I fucking love the pizza lands. They're so stupid.
It's amazing,
it just feels like silly and fun to me.
Yeah.
But I think that might bomb in comparison to Star Trek. I don't know what to see. Yeah.
We'll see. I think, you know, a lot of old school Magic players don't like how unserious I think some of these new sets are.
Yeah.
Which I think it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a casual format. You know, Commander, like the game, is supposed to be for you know, the casual player in general. But you know, we'll see. I'm really excited for Ninja Turtles.
What are you hoping for?
I don't even know. I don't even know what I want to see. I think I'm just excited to see another really cool IP that I relate to.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any cards that I'll like, you know, I don't really build anything unless it's CEDH. So I miss out on a lot of the Commander builds just because it just doesn't interest me. I get frustrated with anything that's not like max efficiency. So
yeah, I think you'll get lucky with the ability to have like 5-color turtles. Might be pretty cool for CDH. We'll see.
That's what I'm saying. We'll see. Somebody will play test it. Maybe it'll get broken. Maybe it won't. Let's talk a little bit more about Lorwyn Eclipse. I mean, product just came out. Guys, by the way, if you guys are ever on TikTok and want to pick up some Lorwyn Eclipse, we are streaming on all 3 of our Cash Cards Unlimited channels pretty much 24 hours of the day, guys. Go check us out. Our streamers are amazing. They'll take great care of you. And you can get some powerful cards, because Lorwyn Eclipse is looking real nice.
I'm pretty happy.
Real nice. The lands, always a good sign when you got some powerful lands in the set and some good support cards.
Yeah, I'm pretty, there's like something tiny missing for me. I don't know if it's like, I feel like we got a lot of elf support and like not a ton for some of the other kindred. Great cards for fairies, but like not a lot of like fairy commanders. The Marlin card, dope. That card's
so good.
That card's
That's
really
one of the
good.
ones where I'm like, I think that has like a chance in CDH.
It won a recent tournament already. Yeah, on pre-release weekend.
I mean, it's the best. That actually, I think that might be the best commander in those colors.
Yeah, it's honestly really sick. And like, you don't think about how many fairies and elves are already in CDH. So it kind of works out really well. I'm a really big fan of the design. We talked about the card that's like a cradle, which is really awesome. Cool. Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of really good cards, I think, to play test, try out for CDH. And the set is beautiful. It's a gorgeous set. Yeah. Shocklands are great. Like, I don't really have any complaints.
Is there like a certain creature type or like something that you were hoping to see that to get some support? Like, I know you said like obviously elves and fairies, which is kind of the majority of like Lorwyn, are already really powerful and have become more powerful. That new elf commander, the black green
So the
Commander is what's that?
The Lulwyn one, the one that mills, or the one with the feet's out.
The one that with the minus counters.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, the one with the feet. Yeah, the one with the feet that everybody. I mean, that was like I there was no like I didn't even think about like the feet being out or whatever.
Everybody's toes were out.
I know.
It's a toes out set.
It's a toes out set. I don't know. Maybe that's I think people like feet a lot more than I really realize. You
could just have a whole deck full of them.
Foot deck.
Yeah.
A foot deck.
You could do that.
I feel like you should do that.
I can do that.
You can do that.
Watch out.
If anybody can pull it off,
it's gonna be
Lua Stardust.
That's
foot
me.
Deck. Yeah.
Yeah, that card was sick. I'm really into the -1/-1 counter stuff. I feel like there was like some good goblins. I really wanted them to do the puppets that they made. I wish those were cards. That's my big complaint. Because
maybe that'll be a secret lair.
I would like that as a secret lair.
Maybe it'll be a secret lair like next year or
it.
something like that. You know?
Yeah, that'd be really sick.
Maybe, and they do drop like secret layers like
crazy,
like randomly. You know what I mean? So maybe it's in the pipeline. You just don't know.
I'm a big secret lair fan, so I will be happily purchasing anything cool from them for sure.
Yeah, no, see. That's another thing that people are so, people were really, really resistant to Secret Lair for a while. And I feel like that sentiment is kind of like faded. People are just like have grown accustomed to it. And it's also a great way for us to get like more stuff. Lots of really good reprints. Lots of cards that like were super expensive in one copy. You got reprints and they're still really nice. Like,
it's a big deal too, because it's like for the people that are upset about sets being not catered to them with UB, there's a million things you could do with Secret Lair that's opt-in. You don't have to buy Secret Lair. You don't have to play standard or whatever format in that. So.
It's not crucial to like you being able to play any of like the newer formats or any stuff like that. That's awesome. So like as far as content creation, the MTG community, like what are you seeing from creators that you really love? What I like to, especially when I have Magic the Gathering creators, I like to like shout people out, people who are doing new things, people who are doing good things, like new creators. I've actually met with a couple recently that I really like what they're doing. What's something in Mayhem? Do you know what's Mana and Mayhem? I like his content. It's like very experimental. It's like he's still a pretty small page, but like it makes me laugh. And then the guy, there's a guy that did this massive giveaway. I gave him like five like signed. What's that? Yeah, Hot Singles In. Have you seen him?
No, but that's a good name.
He's got dreads. Anyways, he started this giveaway and a bunch of creators like hopped in on it and like donated stuff. Like
that's cool.
Ben hopped in, like pretty much everybody hopped in and donated stuff, and he did this massive giveaway for Christmas. So I like to, obviously shout out those guys too specifically, but like what creators have you been seeing maybe in 2025 that you really liked?
Yeah, I've been really I've been looking for the girlies.
Of course, gotta support the MTG girlies.
I've been really just trying to find more women in Magic, which is always cool. There's these girls, they're the Gemini twins or Gemini girls.
I think I've seen them.
They're very cute, very sweet. They've been posting a bunch of silly videos in our merch, which has been really fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
This past weekend I did some streaming with a group called Swing Lethal.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen their stuff. Highly produced, very funny content.
Okay, I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, and I feel like with Magic you get a lot of like here's stuff on trend, here's pack openings, here's gameplay, but like not as much comedy based stuff, which I think is really cool for them.
For sure.
Yeah, I just like fun stuff.
I feel like that's really at this point what really like strikes me, like as far as like the new creators. I have people who slide in my DMs pretty often, just like who want to get into Magic content creation or like want to start a shop or whatever, and they I always ask for my advice. And like for me with content creators is just like find a way to be original. Even if it's like something weird like Ben Bateman, for
Nobody's
example.
done anything like that, period.
Nobody's done anything like what Ben was doing, and it's a recipe that he's consistent. He's got his recipe and he's locked in on it, and it's been amazing for him. And I consume his content constantly. I love it.
Show's very unique.
It's educational, you know what I mean? But the show, Pack It Up, is sick.
Nobody does anything like that.
No, that was so dope. And I thought, I thought for a really long time, like after game nights, there weren't a ton of like new like YouTube series that were different than just like your gameplay. It felt like game nights was really the standard, and then like it's like different hosts, right? Same quality. Like Scrybabies has been amazing. Ton of people love that. There's some other channels that have success. The what are the guys that are the CEDH guys? Play to Win.
Love them.
Love those guys.
Yeah, they're great.
And I love their commentary too. They kind of have some of that like back and forth like funny stuff, but it's all about like just like degenerate gameplay, which I totally love. So some originality, is always a good place to start.
Well, one of the things I want to bring up too is like I didn't seek out to make any Magic content. I literally was just doing my thing and found Joe Johnson.
Yeah.
And he was like, do you want to come film for an episode of the show he was doing at the time? And I was like, hell yeah. Didn't work out. And he was like, actually, like in a week we're gonna go to Post Malone's house and film. Do you want to do that? And I was like, I will play on camera. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never did anything like that in my life.
Oh, that was your first time?
That was literally the first thing I've ever done Magic related was that.
Wow.
Which was like...
It's a great place to start.
A huge eye-opening experience, completely different than what I thought Magic was.
Right.
And then I got the itch and I was like, oh no, I feel like I want to do this too. And there wasn't a lot of women at the time doing it.
There's way more now though.
Way
it
has
been really cool to see that.
It's been amazing. Gotta give it up to the girlies who are like at their local game store creating events for people, like creating content, showing people it's a safe space to be. Because when I started going to my local game store to play, I was the only woman in there. And by the time I moved out of that state, there was like probably 20 plus women that were actively playing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
that's awesome.
It's just being there and like showing that it can be done and making it comfortable.
You know what I love about women in the game?
Tell me.
I love that women in the game. So women in the game means that men have to be aware of themselves and their stenches and their manners and all of the things. So like a woman being at the table changes the way these guys act completely.
Definitely.
Which I absolutely love. I think it's great for our stores. They smell a lot better, you know what I mean? Because there are pretty beautiful women that come and play the game of Magic, which is if you could ask 11-year-old Cassius, like, do you think there will ever be like a ton of Magic the Gathering like female players? I'd have been like, no way. I mean, like my mom wouldn't even step foot in the store. You know what I'm saying?
It was a very boys' world. I would go to the baseball card shop to pick up Pokemon cards. And it was like tiny and it was just a bunch of older men.
Older dudes too.
Same exactly. And I would just be like, I'm here for Pokemon. And that was what it was. So it's been really cool to see the progression of that. Obviously I haven't been playing a ton like during that period, but like seeing it and going into local game stores, I was familiar. It's been really, really nice to see. And I'm glad it smells nice.
Well, I mean, I'm saying like how it strikes me particularly, that's like one of the things where I'm like, oh God, thank God there's some accountability, you know what I mean? Like guys have to be aware of themselves.
I absolutely hear you there.
I went to Prague for one of the Magic Cons like years ago, and when I tell you I walked into this, and it was a huge building too. I walked in and the stench was crazy. Was crazy for such a huge, like that's unacceptable to me. You know what I'm saying? But like I feel like, more women are there. Like guys know, you know what I'm saying? You might meet your wife at a Magic Con. You know what I'm saying? You might meet your wife. You might meet your future baby mom. I don't know what it. You know possible. What I mean? But it's possible now. If 5 years ago, 10 years ago, wouldn't have said that.
It's a very weird thing to say, but like there was a viral video that shows the women's restroom at like a Magic event, completely empty. There's like the men's room, long line, nothing. But if you go to MagicCon now, there's like a line for the women's restroom. And to me, that's like, I don't know how to explain that, but it is like the way of being like, oh, there's women here. It's like, it is a huge line. That is a huge change to like what we were before. 100%. And that feels progressive. It's the bathroom line.
Yeah. I mean, it's the little things, the smell in the area, you know what I mean? Bathrooms and stuff like that. So it's been good. And I feel like a lot of the female content creators are bringing like, a new fresh kind of feel to the game and stuff.
Kicking ass for sure.
For sure, yeah. Cool. So shout outs to all the women in Magic the Gathering. Matter of fact, why don't we shout out a couple of creators? You probably know a bunch that that people might not be aware of, you know?
Yeah.
Give some people some shout outs.
I love Girl Pod. They're a CDH channel, so they do CDH podcast gameplay, a lot of informative content. They're very like safe and adorable and so sweet. I'm a big Anna Margaret fan.
Okay.
She's like does a lot of stuff for Wizards and education, and she's also science girly, very smart, very educated, so she's really fun.
Yeah.
Zabricus does a ton of Magic short form content. She's probably everywhere you've seen her. She's amazing.
Yeah, I've seen Zabricus.
Yeah, they're all sweet. Those are all my friends. We do like little Magic book club. They're my buddies.
Speaking of literature and book clubs and cosplay, talk to me about your journey in that. You know, it's a world that I haven't really got into. Obviously, I watch a ton of fantasy movies, but when I read because I want to gain like knowledge, you know, like that's
rather than going,
because I wasn't like, I didn't grow up reading a lot, you know. I was an athlete until I, you know, got a little bit older and realized that, you know, knowledge truly is power. Like I started reading, but now I read for a purpose rather than like for entertainment. So I don't really know anything about that fantasy literature space, which I know that's like a big part of your brand as well. And then obviously cosplay is just like a whole nother world. Like how did you get into that stuff? And like just tell me a little bit about it, because I really, you know, I'm completely novice, you know.
I've been reading just as long as I've been like involved with card games. Like that's kind of been my those card games, reading, video games. That was like me. Single mom was like, here's all your stuff, go ahead. And so reading has just been like a part of my life for so long, and I took a pretty big break because I was focused on trying other things out like Magic, and I had less of a focus on that. In the past year, I've been doing a lot of book related stuff and trying to incorporate that with what I'm doing, because I can't do one thing. I really like Brandon Sanderson does a lot of fantasy stuff, very like Magic pilled. I think he's working on something with Magic just based on like he went to the headquarters and was like doing some stuff. So
the signs are there. The signs are there.
Yeah. Really into Fourth Wing. If you know any woman who reads fantasy, it's like dragon riding, smut mixed with fantasy. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Honestly, the smut books are so funny to me because they are wildly,
some of them are crazy.
They are wildly popular, and the stuff going on in those books is insane.
The audiobooks are, you can't listen to them because they're
crazy, bro. Like it's that I obviously, like I said, I don't read them, but like
I'm gonna find one for you.
You think,
I'm like,
you think so?
Because this one's cool. It's like you're a dragon rider. You go to college.
I've heard that the concepts are super sick though.
Really
like when they tell me like, you know, it's like a fairy king or like what, you know what I mean? Like there's some cool concepts and like fantasy concepts and stuff in there, but like
I mean, like I don't like the series, but A Court of Thorn and Roses is really popular, and a lot of the Magic cards from the set look very Court of Thorn and Roses pilled, so everybody's like looking at it like that.
Interesting.
I like the idea of being like transported into something else, because there's too much shit going on, and like disassociating for a couple hours to read something that has me interested. I have like some cute local bookstores by me that I spend too much money on, and now my bookshelves are filled with just good literature. That's
give me your top 5 fantasy literature. Give the people your top 5 fantasy literature books right here, right now. I need it.
Okay. I'm really into the Fourth Wing series right now.
Okay.
I'd say that's really good. I'm reading Dune, which is not an easy read.
Okay.
Half the time I have to reread stuff because they just make up whatever they want for words.
Right.
Which is a lot. I read Tres of the Emerald Sea. That's a Brandon Sanderson novel. His stuff is really good. I haven't read a ton of it.
Okay.
I'm trying to get into Wheel of Time. That was a show. It wasn't done well.
All right.
But a lot of these things are being made into movies, so you can watch them.
Oh, see,
and
there
then
you go.
Don't have to read them.
That's
That'd be great.
Perfect. That's perfect. Yeah.
I would say those are my tops. I know we mentioned cosplay too. I started modeling in 2012, and that was like the same time I picked up cosplay, because they kind of
went hand in hand for you.
Yeah, they went hand in hand. I was real nerdy. I went to a Comic-Con one time, and everybody was dressed up, and I was like, oh my god, I want to do this.
Yeah.
This seems really fun.
Okay.
And then I picked up just different skills. I was already sewing for a while, and then I started making armor. I became skilled enough in my state to start judging professionally.
Oh, sick.
And so I do pre-pandemic, I was traveling all over the US as a cosplay guest judge and panelist for events, and now I do that for MagicCon.
Right.
So I do a lot of, sometimes depending if they need somebody for the show, I'll do their pre-judging and their hosting.
Sick.
I've taken kind of a step back from it because that shit's expensive.
Yeah, traveling is so going to all the shows is not cheap. Like, and you know, obviously I'm not saying anything about WotC, but you know, they're not paying crazy for you know, for you to go over there. You know, you're still coming out of pocket. Most creators are coming out of pocket going to these shows. So this is, you know, when you see them, like, if you really, you know, you should really appreciate that obviously they go there to have fun too, but like the time that they spend with the community and with you guys, like, you know, they're not there getting paid so like enough for it to be a job. You know, they're doing it because they really love it and they, you know, they want to interact with you guys. So, you know, make sure you guys are good to these creators at these shows and have patience with them. So
they make time to do meet and greets and schedule events, and all those things are like not
stop and say hello to everybody that, you know, comes up. I mean, you know, I don't know any creators in the Magic, you know, scene that I've heard being rude to anybody. You know, we really have a great community in that sense where like everybody's just grateful for the support. So,
100%. Yeah. So that's kind of, I do just a little bit of everything.
What's your favorite character to cosplay as?
Oh, I did a Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy. Ooh. That shit was front page of Reddit.
Yeah.
I did it for like an LA premiere, a New York one. So that was like kind of what people knew me for.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. And then earlier you mentioned video games. I didn't know you were a gamer that. So what kind of games do you like? And then I want to get a top 5. I want to get a top 5. I want to get a top 5 vintage like OG games. Yeah. And then give me 3 good games that like you're playing now that you really like.
Yeah, I grew up very Nintendo coded and like PlayStation. Those were my consoles.
Sick. Yep, me too.
So I started on like OG Nintendo. Yeah. Sega.
Mario 64.
Yep. Mario 64. I was very big on N64. That's like my favorite. That's my baby.
It's probably, to me, goated console.
It is. It's probably the greatest of all time. Yeah. And so I even had like House of the Dead with like the guns.
Yeah, sick.
But you can't use the current TVs because there's no sensors. So it's a lot of my collection for retro consoles is deep, and so I love that a lot. I was way too young. I don't know if you ever played Conker's Bad Fur Day. Okay, so it's the last game that Rare made. Rare made Donkey Kong, all of those types of games. Banjo-Kazooie, like very classic.
007 was so good. GoldenEye was crazy good. Me and my homies we had like countless like stay overnights. Yep. Like birthdays were spent like
Smash,
pizza, and just 007, Smash Brothers.
Yep, it was very much that. But it was one of the last games Rare made before they stopped making games for Nintendo. Okay. And it's an adult game. It's about the squirrel who gets like way too trash and then winds up somewhere he's not supposed to be, essentially. And so it's like an RPG game of this little squirrel that's like one of the first things you do is you're helping a bee pollinate a flower, and she's got like big sunflower titties. Like that's
all right. I didn't know they were making games like that back then. I just think
you would kind of love it.
Yeah, I think so too. Just based on that little quick description, I think I might like it too.
It's a very just like, can't believe Nintendo published it, but it's and it has a lot of like cult classic mentions. There's like a Clockwork Orange mention or like an Aliens mention, and it's just very silly.
Dude, did you ever play Legend of Dragoons?
No, I never heard that.
Ooh, that's a PlayStation game. That was really, really good. But go ahead. I don't
no, you're good. So yeah, I was very Banjo-Kazooie.
Okay, great game.
A great game.
So good.
Love that. I was very Kingdom Hearts pilled as a kid.
I played a little bit, not too much of the Kingdom Hearts, but it was a good one.
The third one, but the first 2 are like fantastic.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of other games that they don't tell you need to know. Yeah. Which doesn't make sense.
Right.
What else did I love? I love Silent Hill and like Resident Evil horror games.
Oh, for sure. Resident Evil was really good. I remember playing Resident Evil.
Yeah, I just went back and played the one with the tall mommy village.
Yeah.
That one's real scary.
Sick, yeah.
What else have I been playing? And I like cozy stuff too. Like I've been playing Animal Crossing.
You know what? You're probably like the girlies love that game. Yeah. The girlies love the Animal Crossing game. I've never gotten into it, but
it's just easy. I logged 800 hours during COVID because there was nothing else to do.
I mean, I guess during COVID that makes sense.
Yeah.
But wow.
So that was like
a good game. Really captivated you.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I like. I don't know if you ever played like the Dark Picture anthologies. They're very horror based. So it's like Until Dawn was like the first game they ever put out. I like horror, so I like playing those types of games too.
Yeah, for
very
sure.
Like butterfly effect, choose your own adventure, see what happens type of game. So that's kind of what I play. But old consoles, Sega, like I love Sonic the Hedgehog. That was that era
Sonic's
too.
Great. My son just downloaded a little Sonic game. He really likes it. It's fun. So you were talking about collecting a little bit earlier. Are you still like pretty into that? Do you keep like a pretty solid collection? Do you like to keep cards for their art? Or are there like certain secret layers that you just hold on to even though some of the cards are poopy? You know, is that a thing for you? Or are you still big on like the do you have a juicy binder that you keep on deck?
I do. So it's more of like piles everywhere. I'm really trying to. I've seen so many of the girls that have the cute Pokemon binders that are like decorated and like all their favorites. I'm ready to get my odyshes. Yeah. That's where I'm at right now.
Okay.
So I'm trying to do Pokemon collecting because I just think that'll be cute. And then for Magic, it's like there's no like aesthetic way to do that, I think, which is what I want to focus on. I love Secret Lair, so I buy the shit out of all of them. It doesn't matter. Like, I love UB stuff, so anything that's like, I mean, I like the that PlayStation kind of stuff, Lair.
Like full sets and stuff.
With like The Last of Us. Like, I love Last of Us, so that was really cool for me. Yeah. So I do collect. I try to display them. I have a really sad display in my kitchen of all the band cards that, like the Jewel Lotus.
The Earthbind.
It's pretty sad. Yeah, the Earthbind's so good.
Yeah, it's so good. That's probably honestly like top 10 art for me. I really like that one.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was like one of the first Magic cards I found because I was doing modeling and Shibari and stuff. So I was like, oh, that's like me. That's fine. Didn't realize that
it was banned.
Yep. Yeah. When I started to, I really wanted to play like the hottest girls in Magic. I'm like, what's the hottest lady?
Yeah.
And everybody was like Kalia.
Yeah. Kalia is fire.
And
Kalia is fire.
I just
Liliana
built it with a bunch of hot ladies, and that's what I did. You couldn't put Earthbind
like
into that.
Angels.
Yeah, it was all angels.
That's hot.
Yeah. That's what I did.
We like that. Speaking of singles, guys, Cash Cards Unlimited is always picking up singles collections. You guys can go to our website. You can email us at info@cashcardsunlimited.com, and we will buy your collection. We are cashing people out. We have great prices, and I mean, we're always looking for singles, so hit us up if you guys ever need some help with that. And I personally have been collecting, but more on like the rarer side of things. Like my binder is not very full, but like the stuff that I do keep in there, I feel like is like random misprint stuff, like rare misprint stuff.
I've seen you buy some wild stuff.
Yeah. The City of Traders, the foil City of Traders is probably the craziest purchase I've made. But like I'm more on that side of things because I think, you know, with the store, all of the staple stuff comes through so often that like it didn't really hold that like value to me as much, you know what I'm saying?
More of the misprinting.
More of like the really hard, like the stuff that you wouldn't be able to find, you know what I mean?
Did you see the Lorwyn, I think it's Lorwyn, the commander decks that have Pokemon printed on it right now?
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that. Like I would love to get one of like something like that, you know? Like miscut stuff I really like.
Do you like the crimping? I love the crimps
are cool. Crimps are cool. Yeah, like stuff like that I just really love. And then like we were able to get you know, I got the artist proof Black Lotus, like having that I love it. Like it's actually up for sale on the website, but I secretly hope that it never sells. So I just want to keep it forever. And then we also were able to get a Soul Stone, and we got a 10 on that, didn't we?
Wow.
There was like 9.
Yeah, we're like 1 away from getting a Black Label 10. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But even still, I mean, just to get a 10 on that was so sick, and like I just like that's the type of stuff that's really like speaking to me right now. I want to get a golden chocobo.
Oh yeah.
I want to get a golden chocobo. I really, really, really love those. So like, you know, I think the UB sets for me, like from a collectability standpoint, like I really love that, and I love that element of Magic growing. I think it's partially reason why a lot of the vintage stuff has gone down because you can't play any of that stuff.
No, it's hard.
You know, and unless you're like an old school Magic person, like Black Lotus doesn't really mean anything to you.
Right.
You know, you're not gonna play it in any format that you can play like consistently. And it's mad expensive. So like, expensive. You know, the only reason to have it is just to say that you have it, which I think is why, like, you know, you're seeing some of this vintage stuff go down a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's where my mind from a collectible standpoint has been.
I have a question for you because you mentioned slabs. Do you think Magic will ever adapt the like slab culture that like Pokemon and other? No, right?
No.
I've always wondered that too.
I think that serialized cards will get some of that, especially like, you know, the single digits and you know, the special numbers.
Right.
I think those ones will end up getting grades like golden, like all the chocobos and like, you know, any of the neon chocobos. Like,
Those are sick.
Putting them in your deck is like, you know what I mean? I think those are just great cards. Like there are certain cards that are being released now, which I really do love. I don't want us to be like, Pokemon's crazy because if you get a good card, you slab it.
Right.
That's pretty, you know what I mean? Like some people like to keep their stuff raw, but typically, you know, sports, Pokemon, you hit a good card, you get it graded.
Right.
I don't love that for Magic, but if you hit something really crazy,
right,
grade it, you know. And I love the fact that, like, you know, you can hit like a $50,000 card in packs, which I think is that's so cool for the community, you know what I mean? Like somebody can take that card and it build like their dream collection, you know,
right, with
just that one card, which is amazing, you know. So I definitely
I'm just curious. I know you're the guy who does all the cards, so I was like, I'm very, very curious about it.
This is the part of the podcast that I actually really look forward to. It's just rapid fire. It's just 5 questions. First thing that comes to your mind, just spit it out.
Okay.
It's just a fun, easy way for us to wrap up the podcast.
Perfect.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Favorite Magic color or color combo?
Ooh, Golgari.
Golgari?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you could tell.
The hair, yeah.
The brand.
That speaks to it. Yeah, okay. Deck building first instinct, flavor or function?
Flavor.
Flavor.
Yeah, my decks don't function. They're just silly little guys that do silly little things.
So you've got like pet cards and stuff on.
Yeah, like I'll play less lands just to pay for my... Yeah.
That's so funny. Cosplay or content creation, which scratches the creative itch more?
Ooh, definitely content creation.
What's one thing Magic has given to you outside of the game?
Oh, wow. My relationships. I met my husband through Magic. He was a Winota player.
See, you can meet your wife at it. You know what I mean? That's sick. Yeah.
I met my best friend Tori that I do the show with. Yeah. I met you. I met so many people. Like I don't know if you realize how like integral you were to my start of Magic, because like I met Joe Johnson and then I met you and I met Austin, and it was like that was my start.
Yeah.
Yeah, just getting to like form cool relationships and friendships with people kind of all over the world has been like my big thing.
I would say the same.
Yeah.
I would say that's my favorite. I met so many cool people. Like I would have never met Post.
Yeah.
Would have never met you.
Yeah.
I have so many good, like really quality friends that I've met, and then anybody who I meet out there that likes Magic, like I have an instant connection with them,
100%.
which is just, it's, you know, it's so unique. It's similar to football,
right?
And sports, you know what I mean? I don't think it's quite as powerful. I'm saying sports. I don't think it's quite as powerful because, you know, Magic's so niche. So like when you're like, oh, you like Magic, you like jump to it, you know, which I think
real
is
nerdy.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, yeah, you're one of us. One thing people don't know about you.
One thing people don't know about me?
Yeah.
Oh no. I'm so much of my life is online that I'm short. People think I walked over your staff was like, oh my God, I thought you were tall today.
Yeah?
Yeah, and next to you, I look so short, but I'm 4'11". There you go.
People think you're tall?
People think I'm tall, bro.
There's no
the modeling legs,
way
bro,
that's true.
I swear to God.
There's no way they think you're tall.
Put a picture of us standing next to each other.
That's so crazy because, like, obviously, you're not tall.
No, every
at
Magic
all.
meet
You're
and greet.
so little.
I swear.
And the first thing I think of when I think of Lua is like, oh, it's little Lua.
Yeah, I hug you. I'm like at your waist, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like punching this.
Little
yeah, I'm just a little lady. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, interesting.
Surprise.
Okay, so people think Lua Stardust is tall. She's not, just so you guys know.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, she's not.
Just ruin it.
Well, Lua, it was an absolute pleasure to have you on. I appreciate you making some time to come out here, and obviously it's always good to see you. You know, it's such a blessing to have these type of relationships, and you know, even though it's been a couple years, I'm always here rooting for you. I love everything you're doing, and I got your back.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is so fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you came out. It was awesome. Guys, if you love today's podcast, comments, you know, drop some comments in there, show some love to Lua. First off, let's drop all of your socials so everybody knows. Everybody who's meeting you for the first time can go and support and show love. Yeah, the easiest thing to do is just go to luastardust.com. It has all my socials on there. I'm mostly on Instagram, YouTube, that kind of stuff. So come say hi. Scry Babies, yes. Lua Stardust. Yep. Check her out, guys. She's the best. Guys, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, show some love so that we can continue to interview amazing creators like Lua. But yeah, that's the episode. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time.